through the web app they have built for prompt version control and also visualizing your test outputs. I think this tool will be very useful for professionals developing prompts, or even particularly useful for teams that want to monitor their workflow, enhance visibility, and also control changes between the versions of different prompts. So this is the landing page of Diffyn. So again, a very clear message. It's a prompt engineering website that helps you version of prompts and also visualize your output. So I'll be going through some of the features that Diffyn has. So Diffyn aims to provide a version control system. So it can be used to monitor changes. Let's say you have a team lead or you're a professional that want to monitor your prompt, the changes of your prompt across different versions, and also understand how these prompts affect their quality of output. So similar to GitHub or Git, you can track your changes. You can also manage your prompt versions, and also most importantly, something that differentiates us from the rest is the diff viewer that can see how things changes side by side across different models, across different versions. I'll demonstrate this later on. Also, this is a open web app, so it is public, and as the community grows, you can maybe look at what other creators are writing for their prompts, and also develop upon them, accelerating your own progress as well. So there's also a live testing feature, so I will demonstrate this later on. So you can choose between different models that our platform provides. You can run tests on your prompts across different models and look at them, look at the output side by side and compare them. They have also incorporated quite a comprehensive search system and search for users, search for repositories, etc. And also analytics for premium members or subscription members to help them understand more deeply how their prompts are performing using our AI-powered analytics with Gemini. Again, this could be very useful for professionals and also for teams that want to work together on developing these prompts. The team lead can review changes, approve changes, and also manage all these prompt evolutions. So let's get started. So we'll go through the login process again. So the sign up and login flow, the entire authentication flow is managed via OAuth with Google. So once a user tries to log in, or even if it's a first time sign up, a profile will be created for them, or you remember them and it will be redirected to the dashboard. You can see some of the more important information. And some information here, and also quick actions for you to get started with work right away. You can take a look at what are the recent activities and what's recently updated. So maybe let's look at my repositories. So we have incorporated private and public repositories. So maybe for prompts that you want to share with the community and improve so-called open source your prompt, you can create your repository publicly. So here are some of the private repositories. Those are with a log, and this is a private repository that I'm a contributor of. That I'm added as a contributor, and this is a public repository. We have a copy function, so you can directly copy your prompts. Right, it's copied. So maybe we can create a new repository to test this. So maybe testing repo. Test repo. Maybe I want this to be a private repository. Add some description to what this actually is as a README. So we'll create this repository. So once this created, I am the owner of this repository, and I can add members to this repository to develop this prompt. Okay, so the repository is created. Maybe I can start with the first version of this prompt on this repository. So I'll create a first version of the prompt in this repository. So you are able to upload a text file, XML file, directly to populate your prompt. And I can demonstrate this. Let's say I have this prompt text that I want to upload. I will populate automatically, or maybe an XML file. Same thing. Or you want to just input manually, it's doable as well. So this is a test. Who are you? Okay. Maybe some comments on this version. So before you commit a new change or a new version, you can run some testing before that with the credits that you have bought. Maybe I want this prompt to be used on, let's say, Google Gemini 1.5 Pro. You can run some tests to see some of the outputs that this model provides. So it's telling me that it's an LLM trained by Google. Monitor the credits used for this test. So for the premium feature, we also incorporated the testing assistant. So incorporated this to help you understand better how your prompt is doing, and you can ask it question as well. So let's take a look. So maybe I want to enhance this prompt, understand how I can enhance this prompt. So it's suggesting me to do this. To be more specific, this I will go through with you again on the main testing page. So you can also ask it a general question. Maybe who are you? Or maybe what are you powered by? Yeah, so it acts as an assistant for you. These are subscription features and it's not necessary for you to maintain all this prompt version control. But it's a very nice add-on. Okay, so let's say I'm satisfied with this, and I can create a new version. Okay, so version 1 is created. Right now I want to maybe add members to this repository. So we go back to the repository page. We go to settings, and we can add members. Let's say I want to add Diffyn, the account as a collaborator. So what is his role? He can be an admin with full access to this repository, for even to delete this repo, like full access as the same as the owner. Or maybe I just want it to be a contributor. So in this case, I want him to be just the contributor of this private repository. So we add him as a collaborator, as a contributor. Okay, we can see that he's added as a contributor. So here you can still manage and change his permission on this settings page. I'll remove the member entirely. So right now that we have added him as a collaborator, let's navigate. Let's change our account and test the submit pull request. So again, we'll be redirected to the dashboard first. And from the dashboard, you can see that the recently updated, we have this test repo. This was because we were added as a contributor. So let's access this test repo. Okay, so right now I'll be demonstrating again the submit pull request function. So since we are at this page, you can also see the star is working, if forking is working. Okay, it's working on a public repository, so private repository we are unable to fork, which makes sense in this case. So again, let's continue with the submit pull request function on the private repo that we are the contributor of. We submit a PR to the owner of this repository. So let's say feature enhancement version 1. This is the test version 1. Version 2, adding more specific structure to the version 1 prompt. So we're targeting the version 1. So maybe I'll make use of the assistant. Sorry, I'll just show a simple test. Version 1, version 2. And maybe we remove So there's this really cool feature, something that differentiates from us from some of the competitors, the diff viewer. I'll go more in depth into this later on as well. So you can see all the changes here. So let's say so this version 1, you can see what are the changes that's added and removed as well. Change log maybe feedback the form structure of version 2, version 1. So we can test this new prompt on whatever model that we want to test it on. So we don't have enough credits for this. But anyway, we have this feature that if you want to use, can help you or your team test your prompt before submitting for review. You also ask the assistant questions about your prompt and the output. And so in this case, we want to test the submit pull request. So we submit this pull request to the owner of this repository. You can see the changes. And that is open request and is submitted. So let's go back to the owner to see to look at this pull request. You can quickly navigate back to our testing repo. So you can see that there's an open request for review by the owner. So maybe let me take a look at this. So this side-by-side, this viewer can help the owner review it better, visualize things, changes better. You can see that what are the changes here, what's the change log, etc. So maybe add a review, say that it's a good job. Then next we merge this new change to the prompt version 1. So now it's merged, we can go and take a look at the new version. So this is merged. So it's added to the new version of this prompt. So maybe you can take a look at the difference here also. Okay, so next, let's take a look at the test page, which is I think it's a pretty nice feature that's quite unique to the rest of the platforms that we are offering. So let's do a test on this prompt from the public repository that I posted. So maybe I want to test it on Google Gemini 2.0 Flash. Since this prompt is pretty long, give it a more token limit, and we start to run this test. And also because I'm a subscription user and I have credits, I'm able to run all these tests and also make use of the testing assistant to understand better how all this prompt output and how I can improve on them. Again, we have all these cost breakdown as well. So this is the single model testing. You can see an example output by Gemini 2.0 Flash. So let's say, and we can see that there's this one result available for evaluation by the assistant. So let's say I want to compare models. I don't want to know just how Gemini 2.0 is doing. I want to know how this prompt is doing across different models. So it can support up to 4 at the same time. So maybe OpenAI 4 mini. We want to compare these two models, or even add one more, maybe Sonnet 4. So you can see that the assistant is picking up all these tests as we are running and evaluating them based on the context of all these test results, as well as the prompt input as well. So I think it's pretty cool. We can take a look side by side all of these models. What are the output across all these models on the same prompt, and compare them. We have also the statistics as well. You can see how many input and output tokens it consumed, how many credits was used, and the summarized version here. Maybe we want to try other models, like Opus 4. Again, generally, the more powerful models consume more tokens and more credits as well. So I want to compare between the models. So I can ask the assistant which one is better across all these models that I've tested, according to the output that was provided. So here it's recommending the Claude Opus 4 to be used with this prompt input. So maybe I can tell it, maybe I want to enhance this prompt. So it'll give you some suggestions for improvement as well. You can see it's pretty detailed. Or maybe even I just want to ask it a more general question. It will tell me about myself, or any question in fact. So it's picking up the context from this prompt input and telling me that it's the Oxter, which is the system prompt. Yeah, so that's about it. Okay, so the search feature is also, maybe I want to look for a repo with a code. You can see that there are several different repos and different versions with this keyword or code. Even user, right? Maybe let's say take a look at this one. Next, we can maybe take a look at the analytics page. This is currently a work in progress. It's using Gemini to evaluate all your recent runs and giving you a summary of how you can improve on them. So the test is focused on a single test run, and this analytics is more focused on your recent few runs, and it aggregates that data and give you some recommendations. And you can generate a report based on whatever that's here. Yeah, so that's about it for the demonstration of this tool. Please contact me at diffyn.official@gmail.com for more questions, and please do try out and let me know. Thank you very much for watching this video.